Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
We are all WWE fans here. It's why we're here, listening to this show and spending inordinate amounts of hours consuming, complaining, and just generally eating, sleeping, and breathing professional wrestling. But if you want to take that to the next level, the only place to do it is WrestleMania 35 in the city so nice that they named it twice New York. And our new friends at All Aussie Travelers are going to help you make that happen in the best way possible. They are new to the wrestling travel game, granted, but they have over 15 years experience in sports and event tours between the US and Australia, so you know you're in good hands. They want to offer you an exclusive WrestleMania package, including return flights to the USA, 6 nights at the New Yorker Hotel right next to Times Square. And the thing that sets these packages apart are the VIP suites that AAT have secured for WrestleMania. So that's, of course, the Raw after WrestleMania. So not only are you going to go to the Hall of Fame, not only are you going to go to WrestleMania 35, but for NXT TakeOver, SmackDown Live, and the Raw immediately after WrestleMania that next night, you are going to be in an exclusive VIP suite that is not normally available to the public. But AAT, they got it locked down. They got it waiting for you with your name on it. You're in private entrance, you're in private toilets and bar, as well as an unparalleled view in the most comfortable seats in the house. You can experience WrestleMania weekend like never before, all at really competitive prices. So head over to All Aussie Travelers on Facebook, hit that like button, send them a message, send an email to Jack, that's JAAK, at allaussie.com.au, and let them know the B Plus sent you.
Hey, Greg, curious question for you, man. Have you been shopping recently?
I have not.
Mate, well, I've got some good news for you. I know you're not a big fan of crowds, as most of us here at the B Plus aren't. Have you heard of Threadbox?
I have heard of Threadbox.
Man, then you would know how good they actually are. I mean, I just received my first crate, and holy moly, I'm amazed. Guys, if you're listening, go check out threadbox.com.au, and they have everything from hats to socks to shirts to pants. It's fantastic. With email to a personalized stylist and customizable crates, it's honestly one of the best things I've had. I don't know about you, Greg, but I really enjoy it.
I got a crate the other day, and they gave me new jeans, a couple of new shirts, and the cool thing is, one of the shirts, I tried it on, and it was a little bit long for me, and I thought, this accentuates how short I am in person. And so I sent them an email, and I was just like, hey, this shirt, I feel like it makes me look really short because I'm kind of short. And they were like, send it back. We'll give you something else next month, like an extra thing. So I'm going to send that shirt back. And then next month, they're going to send me out something else. And I said to them, I've got lots of shirts. And they were like, well, we'll send you some accessories. And that's how Threadbox do it. It's kind of fantastic.
So how good's that? And with our special code, the B Plus 15 at checkout, actually saves all our fans 15% at checkout on their first box. How cool is that?
Yeah, so head to threadbox.com.au today and use the code the B Plus 15 to get your first box as soon as you can. The B Plus is growing, and we want you to be a part of it. So if you have an idea for a podcast, or if you want to write reviews for shows, whether that's WWE, New Japan, local shows especially, we have a big focus on Aussie Graps here. So if you go out to shows in Melbourne, we specifically need people in New Zealand, Tasmania, and Queensland. If you go out to shows in those areas, please let us know. We would love to hear from you. We would love to work with you. If you have a passion for wrestling and you want to write about anything wrestling, it can be anything. It can be listicles, it can be in-depth articles, opinion pieces, show reviews, whatever you want to do. If it's wrestling, it's fair game. Shoot us a message or send an email to thebplus@unchained.media. That's thebplus@unchained.media. Let us know what you want to do, and we'll get back to you, and we'll work something out, because the B Plus is growing, and we want to grow the B Plus family. Now, on with the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one, Andre. You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon. You just made the list.
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy.
Goodbye and good night.
Hold two. On bar.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Dummy. Yeah.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three. Tomas covers. Three-handle family Gradunzo. Mamma mia.
And now,
Media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, Greg Unchained.
It's me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin. Number 4, armbar. I will never retire. I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
Well, g'day B Plus players, it's your host Big Boy Mikey here, and let me welcome you all to another episode of the B Plus Podcast. It is Saturday, and I know you all know what that means. It's time for the View from the WWE Universe cast. This is a podcast that allows you not to have to watch almost 10 hours of WWE programming, as we do that for you. So sit back and enjoy the cast with me, Bug Boy Mikey, Big Boy Mikey. If you listen to the bonus cast from Thursday, you'll know what the Bug Boy situation is. And of course, I'm joined by your favorite member of the McMahon family, C-Jaii McMahon. C-Jaii, how you going, buddy?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, Bug Boy. How are you doing?
Good. Do you like that C-Jaii McMahon reference? I'm going to call you C-Jaii McMahon from now on.
Oh, I love it. Winning it.
I feel like you'd be the better GM or the better commissioner.
I'd be the better commish because I'm the true best in the world.
Absolutely. Well, I listened to the podcast from Monday night after the review for Survivor Series weekend. It was a big weekend, but we're straight back into it. We've forgotten about Survivor Series, and it's now guns blazing for TLC. Yeah,
we're heading straight towards TLC now, full force. Got a few matches set for it now?
Yes, we do. So, do you want to run through Raw, SmackDown, and 205, and then, we'll touch on all the different matches that are locked in, and then,
Yeah, sounds good. So, Monday Night Raw, of course, opens with the acting general manager, Baron Corbin, coming out to introduce the Monday Night Raw commissioner, Stephanie McMahon. They come out and try to cheer the crowd up and have a little promo, but Braun Strowman does interrupt, saying that he wants what he was promised. But Baron Corbin also wants what he was promised, so we get the first officially announced match at TLC. We have Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin. Now, this match is actually quite tricky because if Corbin wins, he becomes the permanent general manager. So apparently Kurt Angle doesn't even get to fight for his spot anymore.
No, but I'd say we'll touch on it a little bit more later, but I have a feeling Kurt will get involved in that.
It would be pretty interesting to see. But if Braun, however, wins it, not only does he get his shot at the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, because apparently Brock doesn't defend his title any other time except for the Big Four.
No.
Corbin will also lose all power.
Yeah. Which, there is
I
another
can
room.
see this.
Yeah, I can see this because I can see that there's another rumor out there about the next GM for Raw. Alexa Bliss potentially not permanent retirement or anything like that, but could be somewhat of a retirement type thing, and they want to keep her on air, so potentially Alexa Bliss GM.
Yeah, I'd like to see that happen, actually. I think Alexa Bliss would do pretty well as general manager.
Yeah, well, she's a better talker than she is a wrestler, so I love her.
I don't know about that. She's pretty skilled.
Oh, she's great, but she's a better on the mic. She's better without microphone in her hand, being a...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And if you got two female GMs going head-to-head, it'd be great.
Can we have a Teddy Long versus John Laurinaitis situation again? And just have one of them become the general manager of both Raw and SmackDown?
I'd love that. Well, next year there's probably every chance in hell that the shows combine anyway, so yeah.
Probably. We're heading down the card. The first match of the night, we have Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and Elias versus Bobby Lashley, Drew Galloway, Drew McIntyre, and Baron Corbin in what was apparently an elimination match, which confused me.
Yeah.
Because I thought once Finn ate the pin, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Matches, oh, it's not over. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know where they called it a elimination at all before that pin. I was like, what? But anyway, nice to see a little bit something different. I know that's come off Survivor Series from 24 hours before, so obviously they're going to do some sort of elimination thing. But yeah, it's interesting seeing Elias on the face side of the teams now. It's I like it, but it's just strange to me. Like I'm just like, I'm not used to seeing Elias being a good guy yet, but yeah, it's all good.
No,
But,
that's exactly right.
yeah. It was a fun match. It was a fun match overall.
It was good. The match, however, ended in a no contest. Well, I believe it was a no contest after Baron Corbin smashed. Well, they're claiming that the Baron Corbin has smashed Braun Strowman's elbow. You could see the cuts in the blood, but smashing his elbow, like, was that even a thing?
No, it's like last week. Everyone breaking their face. I don't know. I don't know if it's even a thing. There is stories out there that Braun is suffering from a few knee injuries, which you can evidently see in the last couple of weeks where he runs. They are looking a little bit shot. A big man like that is always going to have knee issues. However, so whether this is just like a quick little write-off of 3 weeks so he can quickly get everything sorted for TLC, take time off over Christmas leading into the new year, and get himself fit, ready for if there is a Strowman Lesnar at Rumble. But we'll see.
Well, WWE reports are stating that he has indeed been injured.
Yeah.
But it also comes down to the fact that how badly is he injured? Is he just taking 2-3 weeks off just to prepare for TLC?
Yeah.
I suppose we'll just have to wait and see, really.
Yeah. But look, I'm glad that if Strowman does need that stuff done, if he needs to get things fixed, give him a couple of weeks. You can tell storylines with Braun Strowman being out. They'll be fine. Yeah, as long as he's fit to go, because they can't afford to lose another star.
No, that's exactly right. Speaking of losing stars, the return of one Dean Ambrose Cinesets a couple of weeks back has brought out something similar in Dean as it is to Baron with that heel persona now.
Yeah.
So Dean Ambrose has claimed that last week we saw that he was claiming that the Shield made him weak. Seth's officially pissed.
Yeah.
He's coming out. He's looking for a fight. But this is where it got interesting, where Dean Ambrose was claiming that the Shield were just rotten people and that Roman Reigns had it coming. That he had to answer to the man upstairs, and now Seth has to answer to Dean. Was this a little too far?
Yeah. Yeah, it was for me. I didn't like when Randy did it with Eddie Guerrero's passing, nearly 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever it was. 13 years. 13 years ago, roughly today, or like this month. Anyway, I wasn't a fan of it back then, and I'm not a fan of it now. Not saying that Roman's passed. God, I just made it sound like Roman died. But, yeah, to be fair, for me, it was just a little bit too much. I know Roman would have given these two his blessing to go with this feud. Like, we know that. Like, we know, regardless of what you see on there, breaking kayfabe here, obviously, Dean, Seth, and Roman are always going to be best mates. I'm sure he's 100% behind the idea, but for me, it's just a little bit. Okay, use it this week, but if you use it going forward, I won't. It'd turn me off. Okay, use it once just to get the shock factor out, just to bring people back in.
The cheap heat.
Yeah, get the cheap heat, and then do the rest. But
yeah, definitely.
What about you, though? How do you feel with that?
See, I feel I'm on the fence. Like, don't continuously use it.
Yeah.
But I think to get into Seth's head, it was a good move.
Yeah, that's what I agree with you there. Just great move to start with, but just leave it there. No more.
Yeah.
No more Roman references. You can mention Shield, but don't get going on with Roman.
No, that's exactly right. I just want to touch on something real quick, considering we're speaking about them. Those boys have spent 6 years in WWE now.
Wow. Yeah.
6 years on the main roster, and look at what they have accomplished.
Right. Like, we talk about Hall of Fame, like, factions and stables, like the Horsemen and DX and those sort of guys. These three will be in the Hall of Fame all singly, and then one day they'll be in the Hall of Fame as a Shield. And the scary thing is...
guaranteed.
The scary thing is, none of the three are even touching, like, 35 yet. They're still... I think they're still only 32, peaking. 33. Like...
I think Ambrose is the oldest.
Yeah. And even then, with Ambrose's style...
I think he's the oldest.
He's got... All three of them have got another 15 years left in them.
At least.
Yeah.
At least. I reckon Ambrose will be the Terry Funk of that trio and just wrestle till he's like 70.
Wow, a Terry Funk reference in 2018. I love it. That makes me happy. But yeah, look, all three of them. 6 years.
Yeah,
6 years. That's crazy, isn't it? Wow.
Oh, that's exactly right. But keeping on with Monday Night Raw, we get a match. The Boston Hug Connection, Bayley and Sasha Banks versus Tamina and Nia Jax. They have got to be building to women's tag titles. Please let this build somewhere at least. Like, don't make all of these useless tag teams and then have them just drop off the face of the planet.
Yeah, I agree with you. It needs to happen. Like, they're building tags teams on both shows. Like, it's happening.
Yeah.
So just pull the trigger. I swear to God they're going to do something at Evolution. Then I swear to God I thought they were going to do something at Survivor Series. But no, like there's no, just they're not clicking that final trigger, but it'll come. It has to come.
Yeah. I reckon it'll peak at Mania. Like they'll do like a tournament similar to Mae Young Classic, and then it'll peak at Mania.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where it'll happen. But yeah, we see Nia Jax getting the win over Bayley. Bayley copying the pin, of course. Then we have a little segment backstage in catering where Drake Maverick is constantly getting picked on because he pissed his pants at Survivor Series.
Of course, there's a piss your pants segment. WWE.
You've got to ask. Come on. Like, this is just... I don't understand where WWE is coming with this because it's a peeing segment. It's a urine joke in 2018. They're just taking the piss out of it.
No pun intended. But
I had to drop
no,
that.
fair enough. But seriously, it's a little bit too cheesy for me. Like it's fun. I get where they're going with it. It's just, cheap PG humor, but it's sometimes that's hard to watch.
It's just too far.
Yeah.
Then we get Loser House Party versus The Revival for some reason. Sorry, I should say that correctly. Lucha House Party versus The Revival, playing double duty this week as they were on 205 Live as well.
Yeah.
So the Loser House Party pick up the win over The Revival. And I'm just going to take a note out of the Elite's book right now. Fuck The Revival, because all they seem to be doing is jobbing to everyone else.
Yeah.
And fuck Creative too, because The Revival are a good team. They need to stop dropping out.
Yeah, but I'm loving the Lucha House Party doing double duty. Just loving both of them. They're just so fun.
It's good dedication. I'll give him that, but I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the team.
No, fair.
I like Lucha's like singles or like one-on-one like two-man tag. I'm okay with. I don't know. Just something about this team that irks me up the wrong way.
Fair enough. I love me Lucha, but we'll touch on them when it gets to 205 time because they were quite...
No, that's exactly right. Then we get Ronda Rousey comes out with a promo saying that she'll make Nia tap and that she's still the baddest woman on the planet. She wants revenge from Charlotte, saying that she'll track her down no matter where she is. So, of course, we're going to get Ronda versus Charlotte too.
Yep.
Sure. Don't know when, but it will happen.
It will happen.
That's obvious.
I don't want it to happen.
But Ronda also wants a fight.
Yeah. Because the match I want to happen, the match that everyone wanted to happen, it looks like it's not going to be on the cards now, which frustrates me so much. Like, the happy accident, I thought, with the whole break face thing was going to be, hey, let's get Becky and Ronda at Mania. Now the rumor is it's going to be Becky, Nia, and Charlotte, Ronda at Mania. It's like, really? Like,
No.
it has to be Becky, Ronda. Like, which two females of the roster have this much chemistry in promos?
Ronda's demanding a match, so she calls out anyone who's backstage. Baron Corbin comes out, and here I am thinking, are we finally going to get a mixed gender match on WWE? Yeah, no. Corbin saying that she's not defending a title. Ronda, of course, playing the badass that she is, gets in his face and then gets to defend the title against Mickey James, who quickly taps out. So it was a nice, quick job match for Mickey James. Then we get Starcade promo, which I didn't even know was coming up. I completely forgot about.
WWE, I think WWE forgot about it until this week.
Yeah. Pretty much. And then we get AOP versus Rude and Gable. I want a name for Rude and Gable. I know I came up with Greg a couple of weeks ago, but I can't remember what it was.
Well, Jordan, it was Jordan and Gable for a bit. Was
that American Alpha?
Was it like something about like Reddy and Gable or something like that? So like, I don't know.
Yeah, Chad Gable was always Reddy,
That's
Willing,
right, yes,
and Gable. Yeah. So we need to find something for them. Anyway, Gable surprisingly gets the roll-up victory. So huge upset for AOP, giving Gable and Rude a tag team shot later down the track. So that's pretty cool. Then we get the main event of the week. Natalya versus Ruby Riott. So a solid revenge match for Natalya going after Ruby because of the whole glasses segment a couple of weeks back. Was it last week? It was last week.
The 2 weeks ago for the thing, and then last week they had a good promo about it, and then they both got robbed out of Survivor Series, and then
both got robbed of them.
Then they get main event on Raw.
So Natalya.
Then they get main event on Raw. So
then they get main event on Raw, which is pretty cool as well. Natalya, of course, winning via the roll-up. So that was pretty good. It's good to see Natalya get the win, even though we do love the Riot Squad, considering they also did, as you've spoken earlier, they made their debut 1 year ago this week.
I mean, it was on the SmackDown program, but Natalya was also there at the time too. So very relevant there. But a year ago. So like we're talking about the Shield being 6 years ago this week, or this month this week. The Riot Squad are 1 year ago. How do you think the first year's gone?
I reckon it's gone fantastic. They've made such a good name for themselves. Considering they didn't tag with each other when it came to NXT, they've come into the main roster, just the three of them as a team, and they've done amazingly well. But that also, you just reminded me as well, considering, as we were talking about NXT as well, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville came up at the same time, didn't they?
They're either the same week or like a week later, but it's basically a year for both of them. So, for both teams, Absolution and Riot Squad. So, obviously, it's also another big week for Paige this week. So look, both teams have come up a year ago this week, a year ago this month, kind of thing. So, look, all five girls, other than all six, I was going to say, but all five healthy girls, out of the two groups, have done a great job, and I like seeing female stables. Like they need to do more of it.
Yeah, definitely, and bring those tag team titles to them.
Absolutely.
Then we get the final segment of the night. Seth has apparently left the building. Dean Ambrose comes out to the ring and he's like, "Oh no, you know what? I'm here. You want answers? I'm still here." Seth returns to the ring. He's still in the building. Returns to the ring and attacks Dean Ambrose. They go back and forth for a little bit, having a decent little fight. Ambrose with a low blow, and then laying Seth out with not one, but two dirty deeds to close the show.
they're starting to pique my interest again. I was getting a little bit off this rivalry because obviously, with all three combinations of the Shield, we've had some sort of Rollins, Roman, Ambrose feud for the last 4 years. But yeah, this is piquing my interest again. I love the Ambrose side of this feud. Rollins is getting me a little bit. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of face Rollins. I like heel Rollins, but heel Dean is money. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, this is just
he does it
beginning.
really well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'd like to see I'd like to see WWE let him bring some of his heel work that he was doing with CZW as John Moxley. Like that would be fantastic.
He was insane. Like he was like
exactly
delete Matt Hardy, but we're like realistically, like he was psychotic, but like without the cheesiness. Like you almost felt like it was like scary real. I'm like, holy shit, like this guy's insane. But yeah, I think they will, like, obviously within the rating system, they will let him go. I think they will let him be as crazy as they want him to be, within the right context, obviously.
Decent Raw. I'd throw a Meltzer and give it a 2 star.
2 star? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go about 2.5. 2.5 for me.
2.5. Okay. Well then, why don't we lead into SmackDown Live, and hopefully that gets us a bit more stars. Now Shane tweeted out, I don't know if you saw his tweet, and we spoke about it on the Survivor Series cast. Shane tweeted out that there was going to be changes on SmackDown, and we didn't see a single one. I was highly disappointed and really annoyed.
Second time in a few weeks that empty promises have happened. First, it was if none of the 4 men in the room won the Survivor Series, the World Cup match, someone was going to get fired. No one did, other than him. So nothing happened there.
No. See, that's where the loophole was, because he said if a SmackDown Live competitor doesn't win, if they make the final and don't win, they get fired. However, Miz made it, couldn't compete, so Shane took his spot and won.
I didn't think of that. Fair enough. No, fair enough. But, yeah, Shane McMahon's the only thing that's pissed me off about SmackDown. Everything else I'm loving. But, yeah, Shane's the only thing that's pissed me off. Just stay off screen. Like, see, Stephanie, she's annoying on Raw sometimes, but she's not there every week. Like, you get like a week without her, or if she's there for a segment, it's only for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and it's okay. He'll be there for like 3 months full on, and you get so sick of him, and then he disappears for like 4 months. So I don't know. For me, like, I love Shane McMahon, I always will, but something just at the moment that's just irking me with him on screen. It's just like, come on, stop taking I don't know. They don't need him on there for storytelling, but anyway.
No, not for story, no. But SmackDown Live opens the show with Charlotte, saying that she bit the shit out of Ronda, and it was for Becky. So she did it for Becky. She did it the way that Becky wanted to do it, which was really good. I like that little touch on it. Then we get Paige coming out to the ring saying that, you know what, you put your hands on 5 officials. You hurt 5 officials. You attacked 5, and it was like, okay, 5. Where are you getting with this? I'm sitting here thinking she's going to fine for 5,000. No, not even 50,000. Paige officially fined Charlotte for $100,000. Like, is this not the biggest fine that you've seen in WWE?
I think it's in the past it's been 20,000. So it's 5, then there you go, 20,000 each. Right?
Yeah,
but it's definitely one of the biggest in ages. I think Sheamus might have copped a kayfabe $500,000 fine probably about 3 years ago for something. I can't remember what it was, but that was ages ago. I don't even know if that was that much, but yeah.
Well, Roman Reigns got 5,000 for shoving a ref. D'Lo Brown copped 10,000 for being late.
Okay.
They fined Titus O'Neil as well. So that was for when he grabbed. Even Brock was fined 10,000 for shoving a referee.
Yeah, was that the night that he also F5'd Michael Cole in the best F5 ever?
Yep.
Yep, cool.
So,
I remember that one.
like, so come on, like $100,000 is a bit much. That's $20,000 a ref.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, that was a little bit too much, but
At least make it believable. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, that was ridiculous. But anyway, the Iconics come out. They start doing this sort of thing with this stupid glare from Peyton Royce. And they're like, is it Frankenstein? Is it? Oh, no, it's Charlotte Flair. Oh,
I know.
that was a fantastic point in time. I loved that. Then we get Charlotte versus Billie Kay, because Charlotte officially challenged them to a match.
Yeah.
With Charlotte, of course, defeating Kay, calling out Peyton, and Peyton's like, I'm not getting in the ring. Not happening. No. Eventually, gets in the ring. We have Charlotte versus Peyton as well. Billie Kay interfering to cause a DQ, so Charlotte wins 2 matches in a row on the same night. So that's some accomplishment.
Yeah. I'm getting really pissed off with their use of the Iconics. One of the bad bookings on the SmackDown side of things for me, these 2 girls, especially Peyton, are so fucking talented. Why are they being used for jobbers? Like, what? Not they're not jobbers, but why are they being used to put Charlotte over? Why are we getting? It's like, come on, like, give them middle love. Like, they literally, I know it was in Australia, but they got a huge victory in front of 70,000 people about a month and a half ago, and now they didn't even get like even a look in for the SmackDown Survivor Series team. I'm like,
yeah,
not even one member, like not even Peyton.
No, it's exactly right.
Yeah.
And Charlotte pretty much destroyed both members of Iconics anyway. So they're just about dropping to the stars at the moment. It's kind of frustrating. I really hope that with how they're doing this tag team division, they're officially going to build that to a better team.
Yeah, I hope so.
So then we get Miz TV introducing the best in the world, Shane McMahon, as the guest. Miz doing the Shane McMahon shuffle was probably my favorite thing of SmackDown Live. Oh, that was funny. And then Miz goes to ask a big question, and we all think, well, to me, I thought it was, am I going to get a shot at Daniel Bryan's title? Is it, can I be officially declared best in the world? No. It was, can Shane McMahon team with The Miz and team under co-besties, the best tag team in the world?
Yeah, I did not see this coming.
Nope.
I have no idea where they're going with it, but please, Miz, stay away from Shane.
Yeah, stay away from Shane. You don't need that. To be honest, Miz is hella over now too, which is quite surprising. Like, they've done a complete 180, like, between The Miz and Daniel Bryan. Bryan's now the heel, Miz is the face. It's now just, it's changed. It was quick too, like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, you got Becky who went heel, then naturally had to go back to being face, basically. You got Charlotte kind of naturally being a heel in a way. And yeah, with these 2, the only thing is, I don't know how long it will last for both of them. Daniel is
that's exactly right.
We'll talk about it when we'll come up to the Daniel segment, but Daniel is way too popular to be a heel. Like, he can be a heel, but he's going to be similar to guys like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Like, Sami Zayn is not a heel and never will be. He had a year of being a heel with Kevin Owens, but Sami's just too good of a wrestler, too good of a guy, too good of a in-ring character to be a heel. Like, he's too exciting. It's going to be the same with Daniel. And on the Miz side of things, they tried this a couple of years ago with a face Miz. It didn't really work out, so I don't know how it's going to go this time. But Miz is a hot property, obviously, and they're going to.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah,
definitely. So then we get Miz convinces Shane to tag with him right now in a match, which was pretty odd to see. And then Miz cops a loss by getting rolled up by one of the Bryant brothers, who make their SmackDown Live debut. Congratulations to them.
Yeah. Random.
They're getting a win.
Yeah, I mean, the closest thing you've ever had to jobbers beating the main roster guy is James Ellsworth.
Anyone.
James Ellsworth surviving his life against Braun. Like, that's the closest thing.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, he didn't even get a win. He just survived.
No, that's exactly right.
So, it's interesting.
So, it was weird, but interesting. Funny to watch. Then we get a New Day Thanksgiving feast fight with, of course, the New Day owning the 6-1 at Survivor Series because they actually did win their tag team match and they were 6-1.
Yeah.
Loved it. So then we get New Day, of course, throwing shade at the Bar for losing their match. And then again, we get New Day versus the Bar.
Yeah.
Again. For like the umpteenth time. In a Thanksgiving feast fight. Now, this is the most annoying segment of the week for me. What was it a segment? It was a moment in the match where Big Show was hanging onto the top rope. I don't know if you noticed this. Big Show was hanging onto the top rope. So Big E kicked the middle rope and Big Show let go of the top rope, falling through a table.
Yeah.
Like, come on. At least make it look believable.
Yeah,
Do it again.
Exactly. I mean, look, I don't mind this comedy stuff. I know to expect it this time every year, obviously with Thanksgiving. By the way, happy Thanksgiving to any American listeners that we have. But happy Turkey Day. But yeah, always expect some sort of food fight, turkey fight type thing. There's always something. Always
something.
Yeah, this is a little off for me. Like the New Day side of thing, entertaining as all hell. I can watch them for days and days doing this comedy shit. It's just what they do, and they're good. They're good at it.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, the Bar and Big Show just, I don't know. Don't need
exactly
Big
right.
Show in 2018. Like, I love him. He's a legend, but you don't need him in 2018. Like, come on, like. Surely there's someone.
Yeah.
Surely there's someone that can take his place in that backstage. That's wanting a little bit of a re-push or something. Like, surely Mojo Rawley's back there being a badass heel somewhere. Wanting a little spot on TV. Come on, like someone.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Mojo Rawley?
Mojo Rawley happened. That's poor old Mojo Rawley.
He just jumped off the face of the planet. Pretty much just like that turkey feast where Big E, of course, gets the win by hitting Sheamus with a turkey. Then we get Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville versus Naomi and Asuka. Asuka making Sonya Deville tap. So there's a little bit more teasing to that Mandy-Sonya feud. I hope they don't break up, but getting a little bit more teasing to that.
These are two technical tag teams for SmackDown. Like, you got Iconics, but Asuka and Naomi are somewhat of a tag team on SmackDown now. They've been tagging for a couple of months, and then Mandy and Sonya. So I hope they don't break them up. Really hope they don't.
No, definitely need to stay there. Then we get something that we need to touch on. I don't know if it's something that's hugely important, but for 2 nights in a row, both on Raw and SmackDown, a Lars Sullivan promo has played, saying that he's coming soon to the main roster. But where?
Exactly. Well, in my little notes that I gave you earlier, I wrote, did it go off early? Because there's a rumored report, typical Meltzer report. Obviously, take it with a grain of salt. That's supposedly those promos weren't meant to air so early. They were meant to still be a couple of weeks away. But Vince McMahon actually enjoyed it and said, actually, it was really good. So it sounds like that they're going ahead early with his push. Is this a backup to Braun, just in case Braun is down?
Potentially could be a backup, but it could also be, either a backup or a replacement if Braun does get injured. They're going to need a monster on Raw.
I'm a fan of Lars. Like, it's not, obviously he's not one of the main draws in NXT that gets everyone excited. Obviously, it's always the Coles and Ricochets and whatnot, but I enjoy his work. I find him very entertaining. I think he's someone that's going to go well in the main roster. He's someone that, Vince McMahon does love big sweaty man type thing. He's going to go well in the main roster because he's got size. He's got a little bit of charisma. Not as much as Braun, but because he's got a close relationship with Braun, it's going to work well too. So,
it definitely ought to work in his favor.
Oh yeah,
Braun versus Lars would be pretty interesting.
Oh yeah,
and I'd like to see. And then we get a Brian Daniel. And then we get a Daniel Bryan promo.
Brian Danielson, you're going to say, hey?
I was going to say Brian Danielson because I've always called him that. So I don't know why Daniel Bryan always sounds really strange for me. I always just refer as Brian because it's Brian Danielson or the American Dragon. What? Sorry.
you smark.
I'm a Brian Danielson smark. So we get a Daniel Bryan promo where he's talking in third person. That was fantastic.
Yeah. He's definitely creative.
This was a promo and a half.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely creative, isn't he? Like, he's...
Oh, yeah.
People want to call him vanilla midget and boring and shit. He's actually really entertaining as a heel. Like, the whole yes movement came out of him being a heel with the whole no movement. So, he's an innovative guy and he's been around the business a long time and knows the ins and outs. So this promo, like you said, just killed it. I just loved it.
But do you also remember? I just kind of remembered when he first turned heel, he won a world championship. Now he's turned heel again after winning a world championship.
Yeah,
like
I know.
I don't know. It's just a bad move. I don't know. It just irks me up the wrong way. But apparently, according to Greg, he's not a heel.
Yeah, Greg's just he's definitely a heel. Regardless of anyone wants to say, he's 100% a heel.
And he's also definitely a heel when he officially declares the Yes Movement is dead.
Yeah,
that was a big move.
Yep.
That was definitely a big move on WWE's behalf because there goes 80% of their merch.
80% of the merch, yeah. It's never going to end. Like, Yes Movement is a what chant? Like, you can try and kill it, but the Yes doesn't even just cover WWE. The Yes chant covers like everything to do with wrestling or anything. Like, you ask
like a CM Punk chant.
Yeah, like you ask any wrestling audience one question, like doesn't matter if it's Ring of Honor and the Young Bucks ask a crowd a question, it's a yes. They get a yes. Like, it's never going to go away. So the Yes Movement, unfortunately, is never going to die. But
no,
Daniel will try and kill it on the SmackDown side of things. But yeah, fantastic promo. Just hit it out of the park.
Yeah, definitely.
What's with people on SmackDown just killing promos lately? Like, it's...
I wonder if SmackDown's got like their own private classes at the Performance Center for just these moments.
I'd say I'm still on the belief it's something bigger. I joked about it the other day. I can't remember if it was in our chat or on a page somewhere. There's definitely a little bit of a movement because ever since this whole Fox taking over SmackDown thing has come about, SmackDown's gotten a lot more serious. Not serious, like obviously you still get the turkey segment and stuff, but the promos between guys like Becky and Daniel Bryan and some of the stuff that Samoa Joe was doing with AJ leading into the Super Showdown and stuff, like they've been really good promos. I think there's something bigger at play with the Fox stuff.
And I think you're right. I think it's all leading into Fox, which would be really good because I'd like to see them have that sort of branch out a little bit.
Yeah.
It would be good. And then we get the main event of the night, Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton for the second time in 12 years.
Yeah.
Which was pretty good. I do like seeing Randy versus Rey because it shows the David versus Goliath sort of thing where Randy towers over Rey Mysterio. There's two completely different styles of wrestling there. Two completely different histories.
Yeah.
These guys have grown up not in a sense like in the same generation, but they grew up at the same time performing on WWE, but on opposite brands. Ray was always on SmackDown, Randy was always on Raw. So those two never really clashed.
No.
So to see this match again...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, 2006.
Yeah. But that's
2006. I do apologize.
Yeah, but that's it though. Like they had that set, which is obviously led into Mania, which is obviously big. But other than that, like they didn't really have a lot to do with each other over the years. So
so it's good to see them having this, which is really good. We see a really nice segment where Rey Mysterio goes to go for a slide. I don't know what it's called. It's like a baseball slide onto his stomach splash thing. I can't figure out what it's called.
Yeah.
But Randy counters it with an RKO.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Which is pretty good to see.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we get as the audio keeps cutting in and out, Randy hits 2 RKOs, the mask comes off, the match is over, and Randy wins.
Yeah. Yeah, very interesting. I don't know if it was meant to happen, but it looked good. And I wonder if they'll make much of it because they are doing this segment on 205, which we're going to touch on in a second. But
yep.
Hey, there's something. Not that Randy should ever be on 205, but hey, Randy could always help Mike and TJP with their mask adventure. But anyway, that's for the next segment.
So that was SmackDown Live. Give it a Meltzer rating of 2.5.
I'm going to agree with you. 2.5. 2.5 for both this week.
Alrighty, there we go. So we move on to 205 Live, where they recap the best match of the entire Survivor Series card, the Cruiserweight Championship match. So you get Buddy coming out doing a nice little promo. Speaking of the typical Aussie language, did you think that he was going to win? I don't know why. I just love his accent compared to everyone else's. You don't think that we have an accent until Buddy Murphy or the Iconics get on the microphone?
Oh, absolutely. The Iconics, especially Billy Kay, is the most bogan accent ever. But then you hear Buddy, it's not too bad. But yeah, love it.
Yeah, definitely. So it leads into a Tony Nese versus Noam Dar match. Nese showing an extreme amount of strength, actually throwing Noam Dar from a guillotine hold.
Yeah.
That was pretty impressive. I will admit. And Tony Nese gets the win via the pinfall. It's a nice, decent match. Next week, we get the match of, well, they reckon it's the biggest tag team match of 205 history, with Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali versus who I like to call 16 Reasons Why, Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese. Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic. I think this is going to be this would be the best tag team match in 205. Like in 205's little 2-year history, this would be the best.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I love how Buddy Murphy reacting to the tag team match later on. He's like, "Oh, is this for the Cruiserweight tag team titles that everyone's asking for?"
I love that.
Loved it.
Because they should. They should.
Just casually like throwing shade.
Yeah. Love it.
We get Akira Tozawa and Brian Kendrick versus some jobbers, and of course winning, showing some solidarity to their actual tag team.
Yeah, I like
pretty
it.
good.
And what were they called? Johnny and Jimmy Boots or something. Or some weird.
Oh, something like that. I didn't actually catch it. I was just kind of like, all right, they're in and they're out. Pretty much a tag team match. And then we get Lucha House Party in the ring. TJP and Mike Kanellis come out in their masks. How good was that? I love
prickish.
this.
I love it. They are so.
If Randy Orton doesn't come out in a Rey Mysterio mask next week, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, absolutely. If Mike Kanellis and TJP can do that better than Randy, I'll be shocked. But no, I love this. It's just such a dickish thing. It's such a disrespectful thing for, the lucha scene altogether. So it's a very disrespectful thing, and I love it. It made perfect sense. TJP and Grand Metalik. This, I was trying to remember. Is this the rematch from the Grand Final of the Cruiserweight Classic?
I think so. I think I think it might have been.
I have a feeling. Yeah, because I was trying to remember they had done one-on-one before, but fantastic. Obviously not as good as the Cruiserweight Classic final, where pretty sure they had a 5-star match. But anyway, yeah, these two guys just have so much chemistry in ring. I love it.
Definitely. Speaking of chemistry, Meta League rolls up TJP for the win.
Yep.
And then we get Maria Kanellis screaming into the mic, making the distraction. Mike Kanellis comes in to attack Lucha House Party with a chair. This is leading into some sort of Extreme Rules match at TLC. It has to be.
Yeah. There needs to be a third party. I don't know who the third's going to be, but there'll be a... They need to bring someone up. I don't know. Where's Hideo at the moment? Is he sort of...
I think... Is he out with injury again?
Oh, no, because I think he's due to be back next week. Yes, no, he's due back and returns next week. I could see...
Oh, well, there we go.
I could see Hideo teaming with those two, actually, and...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so that's quickly 205. Again, I'm going to be very strict on this. Another 2-star week.
Yeah, I'm going to be boring and do 2.5 again. I just think I think all three main roster shows just did enough to keep me entertained this week. Not super entertained, but yeah, they did enough to keep me entertained. So just a couple of notes based off the main roster before we touch on the NXT brands. So coming out of Raw and SmackDown, we know we now have some matches set for TLC, which are Seth versus Dean for the IC title. Braun versus Baron Corbin for the GM title shot. That sort of thing. If Braun's right to go, that's still up in the air, but I'm sure he will be fine. Then we've got AJ versus Bryan and Ronda versus Nia locked in. So 4 pretty decent matches ready for the TLC card. So that's pretty good.
I reckon we'll get New Day versus the Bar again.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Maybe some sort of fatal 4-way for the tag title match with Usos or something like that, because Usos technically won the match for the team. Yeah. So, so you got that. The official trailers for Fighting With My Family came out this week, which is obviously the movie based on Paige's family story about the Knight family that The Rock was produced. Did you get to see the trailer yet?
Yeah, I did. It doesn't look too bad, actually.
Yeah, I'm interested to see it. It's both Saraya and Paige have a very interesting wrestling history, so looking forward to seeing that. And a couple of other bits of WWE news. Starrcade is on this Monday for us, Sunday night for America. A couple of matches have been announced for it. Like we said earlier, it feels like WWE kind of forgot about this was happening and just sort of threw matches together. But this is the card. You got Rey Mysterio versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the US title. You got The Miz versus Rusev. Dean versus Seth in a cage. AJ versus Joe in a cage. Charlotte versus Asuka. The Bar versus New Day in a title match. There you go. Balor versus McIntyre. You get an Elias concert, and also Sasha, Bailey, and Dolph have also been advertised. So a pretty decent card, and it's actually going to be on the WWE Network. Last year they didn't.
And apparently it goes for like an hour.
Yeah, so be very interesting.
I don't know how they're going to cram all of those, but
I'd say they're only going to show the 2 cage matches and maybe the US title match.
I'd say so.
And the last bit of main roster news for this week, Cena is making a return to the ring for the holiday season. They've got a Madison Square Garden show on Boxing Day, December 26th. They've announced like Ronda versus Nia will be on that. Elias versus Bobby Lashley. Rumor had it that they're going to do a NXT match involving Pete Dunne, Ricochet, Black, Dream, taking on Ciampa in the Undisputed Era, so be interesting to see what they do with that. Yeah, so I doubt that they'll show that on the network, but yeah, Cena and his new 6 Moves of Doom are back on December 26th. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about that 6 move.
Karate.
Let's talk about NXT.
Karate John Cena love it. Love it. All right, but yes, let's jump into NXT. Let's start with the regular NXT. Another fantastic NXT show. Brilliant thing. So we had Keith Lee having a little bit of a squash match, showing his power. Lee
Against
Fidel Bravo.
Yeah, a jobber with an entrance.
Yeah. NXT like to give their jobbers entrance sometimes. Case in point, Shazza.
Yeah,
I love you,
it's very
Shazza.
strange,
But,
though.
Case in point. Yep. Keith Lee looks like a freaking star.
Oh yeah.
He's got NXT champion and he's written in his veins. It'll probably be like 6 months to a year till he gets it, but he'll be a champion one day. Then you had Lars Sullivan do the monster thing and destroy a guy called Keita Murray, another jobber. I didn't see. Did this guy get an entrance? No, he didn't get an entrance. It was only the first one. But still, yeah. So the two monsters got their little monster powerhouse win, and then we got a little bit of a thing between Keith Lee and Sullivan, and they had a little bit of a stare down. So I have a feeling Lars Sullivan will put Keith Lee over on his way up to the main roster. Bit of a custom thing to have one last 4 week. Usually it's about a 4 week feud only on NXT TV before they move up to the main roster. Just to sort of keep people interested in Lars, like they'll keep people interested in Lars while he moves up. Which is good. Then we had that amazing main event with Nikki Cross and Candice LeRae. Whew, what a match, eh?
That was a good
Holy
match.
shit, this was so fun. I don't know where this is leading to. I knew Nikki Cross coming to the main roster that night was kind of just because they were in the UK, but I hope this is one of her last feuds. They've got enough females, because I know when Sanity first came out, people said, "Oh yeah, but the women's division in NXT needs a star." Blah blah blah. They got stars. They got Shayna. They got Kairi Sane. They got Shirai. They got Dakota, Rhea, Toni Storm, Candice. They got so many. So Nikki, come on, at least the night after Mania, Nikki has to be a full-fledged member of the roster. Candice LeRae, being the female veteran that she is, she's just so good. I don't know.
She was.
I don't know where Candice's future in WWE is. Like, I don't know if she'll ever be a main roster girl. I don't know if she'll ever need to be. Like, she's kind of maybe that Cassius Ohno for the female division. She's just such a quality veteran. Like, she's been around the business for so long. I don't know if she needs to be on the main roster ever. Like, kind of like Cassius. I'm okay with Cassius never going up because he does his job well as being a veteran jobber for NXT kind of thing. And
no, that's exactly right.
But yeah, fantastic match.
What if she moved into a role similar to Maria Kanellis and sort of accompanies Johnny to his matches?
Yeah. I would like that, because the thing is, I would actually like Johnny to go to 205. Like, Johnny's obviously good enough; he could be on SmackDown or Raw and be in main event matches, but he would actually be very suited for 205, and actually, she would be a good female version for the roster. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, another solid episode of NXT. Obviously, this is more of a come off a major NXT takeover. I didn't get to listen to the full cast. Did you guys cover NXT takeover review?
We certainly did.
Yeah, good. I will fully watch the cast. I promise. But yeah, what a fantastic takeover. So, good on NXT. But let's jump over.
It was very good.
Jump over the ditch. Did you get to catch any of NXT UK this week?
As always,
Yep.
Nope.
No, fair enough. So, again, it was a double episode. They're trying to, like I kept saying the last couple of weeks, they're trying to catch up as much as possible. So I'll just run through the matches from both nights. So we had with the first episode, they had the first round of the tournament concluding. So last week there were 2 matches for the tournament. This week we had Rhea Ripley defeat Xia Brookside. I never know how to say that properly. Seeing as I know the dude that's actually in a relationship with her over in the UK. He's actually a ex-PWA guy. I never know how to say her name properly. But, great match. It was only a 4-minute match, but Rhea Ripley obviously looking dominating as usual. Then we had a match between Eddie Dennis and a guy called Jack Stars. Jack Stars being a bit of a jobber there. Eddie Dennis is an old school guy. He's been around for a long time. Very like a seasoned vet. He just got his little what do you want to call it? The preview match, like his little similar to what Keith Lee had on NXT, bit of a showcase match to show how dominant he'll be.
Yep.
Then we had a solid match between Mark Andrews and Mike Hitchman, also Wild Boar Mike Hitchman. Mark Andrews is always so entertaining. I want to see more of him on 205 because he is suited to the 205 brand. I know obviously they're going to bring all their UK eggs into this UK basket, but they've got enough talent. Mark Andrews should be on 205 Live more. Him versus Buddy would just be amazing as a rivalry. A fantastic match with Mark Andrews getting the pin there with using the shooting star. Then in the final match of the tournament, first round tournament, Toni Storm beat Isla Dawn. Isla Dawn is another girl making a lot of strides in the UK, but Toni Storm is just too dominant. She's too good. Then we had the main event was Jordan Devlin beating Ligero. Have you ever watched much What Culture Pro Wrestling that they used to be called? Did you ever get to watch much? No.
Not as much. Not as much. So I didn't get to watch. I don't watch much of the indies. I do tend to watch matches that if someone says, "Hey, go watch this match,"
Okay,
I'll go watch the match.
As of maybe about 2 years ago, I never heard of Ligero. Then What Culture Pro Wrestling launched What Culture YouTube. They launched their own pro wrestling show called What Culture Pro Wrestling, and they got a couple of local guys from the Newcastle, UK, and the Scottish scene. So a couple of young guys. Ligero is actually a guy that's been around for 15 years, but he's sort of like a veteran, but like a bit of a jobber type thing. And when I saw his character for the first time 2 years ago, I'm like, this guy is so cheesy. He's so shit. I can't stand him. I was like, this guy is never going to advance to as much as the other guys in the UK. Because all the guys in the UK at that time were like guys like Bate, Dunn, and that they were just coming up. And these guys were just like, oh my God, these guys are 10 times better than this. However, WWE has seen something in Ligero, and he's actually on NXT UK's roster, which is fine. Like, he's great now. I love him now. But yeah, he took on Jordan Devlin in the main event. Devlin defeated him. I love Devlin. I think I've spoken to you a few times over the last couple of weeks about him. He is a lot of people like to call him Finn Balor light, because he does wear the jacket. He does wear the leather jacket. He was trained by Finn Balor. Kind of wears the same attire, but he's just as good as Finn Balor, so I don't care.
As long as he's as good, that's the main thing.
Yeah. But Devlin has also challenged Pete Dunne, so we are going to get Devlin versus Pete Dunne in the near future, which will be fucking awesome. Pete Dunne needs a serious challenger, but Pete Dunne should never lose that title because he is the king of UK. Then we got the second episode where we got the semi-final matches for the NXT UK Women's Championship. Let's smash through it. So the first match was the Australian Rhea Ripley defeating the New Zealander Dakota Kai in about a 10-minute match, which was just fantastic. Really, really good match. I don't know if these girls ever got to counter each other in the Australian scene. I didn't do my research leading into this podcast. I didn't think I was going to need their stat, but they both were in the Australian women's scene at the same time. I just don't know they ever got to meet. But fantastic to see, an Aussie and a New Zealander doing stuff like that. Fantastic match.
Yep.
I don't care which NXT, but Dakota Kai needs to be elevated more for sure. Then we got a tag match between Flash Morgan Website and Mark Andrews, defeating the team of Saxon Huxley and Joseph Connors. It was a great tag match. They're starting to build some tags now. I think Flash and Andrews are going to tag a lot more, and then Huxley and Connors will become more of a tag, which is good. Then we got Dave Masters versus Tyson T-Bone. Tyson T-Bone is no small man, but anyone that stands across from Dave Mastiff is a small man, because Dave Mastiff is just a mammoth of a human being. Very old school earthquake style guy. I just love him. He's a rough man. But yeah, great match, great heavyweight match there. Yeah, then we got the confirmation from Johnny Saint, the NXT UK general manager, that we will get Johnny Saint versus Pete Dunne. Jordan Devlin versus Pete Dunne for the UK title on next week's show. So that'll be good to see.
That'll be one to tune into.
Oh, big time. Then we got the second match of the semi-final of the UK Women's Title Tournament, which was Toni Storm defeating Ginny. So obviously we're getting the final of Toni Storm versus Rhea Ripley. So Aussie versus Aussie. Well, the Kiwi who was raised in Australia, who did all her wrestling career in the UK. So Aussie versus Aussie. Gold Coast versus Adelaide for the NXT UK title. This was a great match. I love Ginny. Ginny is one of the best heel female wrestlers on the independent scene in the UK. But Rhea Ripley is obviously the queen of heels at the moment in NXT UK. And then Toni Storm. So that's going to be awesome to see. I think we get... I don't know when they show that match. I think it's going to be next week or the week after. But yeah, it's going to be fantastic to see. But yeah, definitely. That was the two NXT UK shows. Phenomenal again. For me, regular NXT, about a 3 out of 5 this week. 2, a really good match, headline match. 2 kind of squash matches. Very simple show. NXT UK shows, we were both about a 3.5 to 4 for me. The yellow brand, whether it's in the UK or Orlando, just killing it again.
Yeah, definitely.
Killing it. Was there anything else that you wanted to touch on before we went?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything. That is all we have time for this week on A View from the WWE Universe. Where can we find you, Bug Boy?
It's still at BigBoy_Mikey at 86 on Twitter and Instagram, despite the pressure of potentially having to change my handles again. But no, I'm staying a Big Boy.
No worries. And you can find myself, CJ, at CJ's World on Facebook and at CJ's_World on Instagram. Together, collectively, we are known as the B Plus Wrestle on Twitter, because wrestling wouldn't fit, but we are the B Plus Wrestling everywhere else. That is YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes. Go ahead and drop us a 5-star review if you feel so inclined, because it always helps us out, get our name out there, and get Aussie Graps out there. We thank you from A View from the WWE Universe, and I hope you have a good day.
Oh. Hold one! Arm drag! You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon. Yeah. You just made the list. Oh my God!
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Yeah. Goodbye and good night. Hold 2. Arm bar.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it! Dummy. Yeah. Hold 3. The moss-covered 3-handle family grudungle. Mamma mia! It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin! Number 4, armbar.